recently had a company called Laserpecker reach out and offer to send me their new Laserpecker 2 portable laser for a review. My review is simply this. It's pretty cool. For me personally, I see more value in actually showing you how a tool like this can be used to start a business or to generate income. And as a bit of a social experiment, we decided it'd be a great idea to help our 12-year-old start his own business. Now, this is gonna be a two-part video. The first one is gonna be about the actual setup and why we landed on what we did as far as the business. And the second one's gonna actually be some results of how it's gone over the past couple months. And as we started to talk about this, there was 4 main criteria that I knew we had to hit. First of all, we had to make sure that it was something that he could do on his own and was at his skill level as a maker. Secondly, we want to make sure that it was a product that was affordable for the end user and wasn't something that would be more of a luxury item. Third, we want to make sure that it's something that is evergreen. And finally, we want to make sure that the shipping of this product is easy and it's affordable. Now, I think that's one of my favorite parts about the Laserpecker compared to other lasers that I actually have in my shop. This runs off an iPhone, and it's very simple to be able to upload a photo, set your parameters, and be able to repeat the same steps over and over again. Having a lower price point means that it's something that will appeal more to the masses. The last thing we would want to do is do something like a $100, $200 cutting board. We want something that is a low barrier to entry for him, but a low barrier entry for the consumer. That way, the idea would be that we'd be selling more on volume as opposed to 1 or 2 luxury items to 1 or 2 individuals. Being evergreen for us means that it's a product that isn't going to be a splash in the pan. Some products that you've probably seen over the past couple of years,
I'll set it and that's it.
Were fads and they came and went. We want to make sure that the product that we pick and that he works with is something that will always be needed or always have some kind of a connection for people, so it's easier for them to want to order one or more. Now, also, we want to make sure that it's something that's easy to ship and something that is affordable to ship. Being in Canada, this is something that really we have to take into consideration. Having fulfillment in the US for a lot of people is quite easy because shipping is a lot more affordable coming from the States. For whatever reason, Canada hasn't gotten the mail figured out yet, and it's quite expensive. So we know from previous businesses that we've run that shipping outside of Canada can be quite expensive. So we want to make sure that this can be done in the most affordable way possible, just to be able to maximize the way that he's able to sell, but as well even the way that we're able to market the actual product.
Now, as we started working on our 4 criteria, we knew we had to actually teach Leighton how to use the machine, and Laserpecker is great. It actually has a built-in suite to be able to design in. So for the kind of project that we felt he was capable of, and he actually was excited about doing, it made a lot of sense just to use the design program that was built into the Laserpecker app. Now, we've had a couple online businesses. One in particular for Erin was these hand-painted mugs that she used to do. And she was marketing herself on websites like Etsy, but as well at local farmers markets. So when we started designing and thinking about what this project for him would be and what the product would be, we looked at websites like Etsy. Erin actually also did a bunch of research on what's working on Etsy, what's kind of the current strategy, more so we could learn it for other things that we're working on, but as well for him just to give him a baseline of what we were doing. Now, I really want to say that he was involved in every step along the way. We didn't just do this and kind of slot him in. We really want to make sure that he understands the value of what he's doing, why we're teaching him the skills that we're teaching him, and how we can maybe apply this in the future to other paths in his life. Another reason why we went back to Etsy was to research our competition, to see what pricing looks like, to see what they're doing for add-ons, and what they're doing for things like cash grab items. Now, cash grab item is, you buy that cutting board and for a few dollars more, they'll give you the maintenance kit. That's kind of a value add, but also something that is kind of, oh, it's only so many dollars, I'll grab that as well. And that brings the dollar per sale up just that much more, and the item per sale up that much more. I think everyone in our family has self-diagnosed themselves with ADD.
I have a very short attention span. Oh, look, a bird!
So we know that systems help get things done. And the shipping area / production area was a big part of that. Erin spent some time helping him sort things out, putting things in certain places and why they would need to be in certain places, why you want to have certain things visible and accessible quickly as opposed to packing them away. This is just a great method for doing any kind of organization or process. Knowing what the steps are from A to B all the way through, and even doing some dry runs, really will help you on the efficiency of things.
Hey, Chris from the future here, and I'm just jumping in. We're working on actually a couple orders right now, and we realized one thing that I should have mentioned when we talked about the organization, and that's having some sort of a tracking sheet or system where you can have all the orders laid out, addresses, any personalized information that's being used on the product, and that's something that I just wanted to include so I didn't miss it. So back to the rest of the properly edited and hopefully sounding video.
So how many of you are pulling out your hair right now saying, Chris, you haven't told us what the product is that he's gonna sell? Well, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you on the next video, because we wanna keep this as level of a playing field as possible. The reality is, some of you would want to just go straight to his Etsy store and maybe buy to help support him. And we want this to be a non-biased, totally experiment starting from scratch without having any outside influence. Now, of course, we're gonna do a couple things locally, which I'll talk about in the follow-up video to kind of help him generate some immediate sales from close friends and family, just so he can get his legs underneath him. But I just want now for you guys to guess what it is that he's actually gonna do for a product, and maybe your suggestion or what you guess will turn into a better idea than what we've already started. Huge thanks Laserpecker for sponsoring this video and providing the Laserpecker 2 so we can do this social experiment with our son. I'm really excited for the lessons that he's gonna learn out of it, and it's really neat to be able to partner with brands like this, to be able to try things that, you know, at 12 years old, I never was able to try, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't either. So what a great experience. What an amazing world we live in. If you like content like this, make sure that you hit that like button and you subscribe. The follow-up video will be out in a couple months, and make sure you check back in because we've got a lot of other videos on the way. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.